specialize in music most people hate. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out our Facebook page, Instagram, and our website. Let us share the boys with you.
Yo, this is John from Noise Dosage Media, and this episode is brought to you by Begrudgingly Benny. Interested in putting something horrific and grotesque on your next piece of merch? Benny is tucked away in the fiery depths of COVID quarantine, blasting the filthiest of old school death metal and drawing hideous creatures that he is waiting for you to adopt. Go over to Instagram and follow at BegrudginglyBenny and contact him if you would like some really weird original art for your band or label. Super professional, highly recommended. So if you ask yourself, 20 years ago, hey man, I'm going to be touring the road in an extreme death metal band, and I'm going to make it like a full-time thing with, various projects, what would you say to yourself?
I'd say I hope it happens. I mean,
Right.
I was kind of living it at the moment, but not to this degree. I was in 6 Feet Under, and we're kind of just plugging along. But I mean, Obituary, is a whole different ball game, and I'm just so happy to be in Obituary. A bunch of cool guys. I started this journey back in '86. I've been playing in extreme bands and death metal and touring and making a living for a long time, and I've been fortunate, but I put a lot of hard work into it also.
Right, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, what advice could you give to the normal Joe that's trying to get into it now?
Well, practice, practice, practice. I know that sounds cliche and stupid, but no, it's true. You just, so if you get to the point where you can make a demo and, someone hears it and they can hear that you are a good band and they want to sign you. When you get out there on the road, you want to make sure you know what you're doing,
Right.
know. But
now, do you think jumping into a label quick is the best way, or in this day and age?
This day and age, it's a little different than when I kind of started. I mean, there's a million little record labels and everyone's got a home studio. So the cost is different. Back in the day, you sign to a label, you get a record budget. Now that doesn't even happen. So
right.
But
it's like bring the record to me and then we'll come up with something.
Yeah, exactly. But the main thing is, just start out, just practice your ass off. Who cares if you don't sound good at first? It doesn't matter. You have to crawl before you can run or walk. Walk or run. And if you suck and you sound like crap, who cares? Just keep practicing, keep doing it, keep playing. You'll get better, and you get a lot of good experience. And so when you can jump into a band, you know what you're doing.
Okay. So off of the topic of Obituary, what are some personalities that are in that band that you don't like? You'd have to be in the band to kind of know.
Well, I've known John, Donald, and Trevor for over 30 years. And Ken I've known for a long time, and we get along very well. I mean, that's the main thing. Our personalities are a little different, but we all are looking to do the same thing, striving for the same thing. But we have a great time. We're serious, but we have a good time as well. And
right.
You got we're all kind of pranksters, but I think Ken and I kind of like to prank jokes and stuff. And I'm kind of quiet. Some of the other guys are a little more out in the open, but we all mesh well together, and we work well.
Right.
And everybody is working towards the same goal, so it helps. And everyone has a voice. You have an opinion. You're not
right.
Just kind of keep your mouth shut and do your job. No, everyone can say what they want.
Yeah, I feel like that's the one thing with bands is you have to have. I mean, you've been in a lot of bands. What do you think works better, having a primary writer or various people that bring in different elements?
I find that various people bringing in different elements is the way to go.
Yeah.
If you have one dude controlling everything, um, you know, and he doesn't take advice, he's going to run it into the ground. I mean, he might stay on course and do some good things. But it's always good to have other opinions and different blood injected into a song or into an idea. When you start becoming a dictator, then you just have band members coming in and out constantly.
Right.
There's no soul to the band. There's no rhythm to it. It's just very generic and blah. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a bunch of bands that are like that. I'm not going to call any names out, but it just destroys the product because it's just, you know, watered down stuff getting put out there because the guy wants to control everything and have all the money, and he just pays people to come in and out of the band. That's
Right.
not the way to go.
Right. Everyone's got to have a voice.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it's only going to be better if you have a different. You listen to an album where it has 3 or 4 different writers writing the songs. You get some different flavors in there. Who wants to
right.
hear 10 albums with 10 songs on them that all sound the same because
All
one
sound the
dude
same.
is
Yeah.
writing everything?
Yep. And that's tough with death metal too. Like I feel like with death metal, you get in the groove and then you stick with it, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like Obituary, you hear our guitar, you hear Trevor's guitar tone, you instantly know it's Obituary. There's a
Right.
certain writing style Obituary has, certain chords we use, and certain things. John's voice is unique; it's one of a kind.
Yep.
You add all that together, and we can mix it up enough to where the songs sound different here and there. But we still
Right.
have that patented sound.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. I feel like that's the one thing being in a band, like that's what takes the time is creating a staple that,
Yeah.
the second you hear that bass or the snare,
Yeah.
you know exactly who it is.
Exactly.
Um,
Slayer. Slayer when you hear it. That's their
yeah.
sound. That's
Yep.
who they are. There's no mistaking that. And
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a sad day for Slayer, man. I never got to see him.
I
Freaking
saw him a
kills
few
me.
times,
Yeah.
but then I got to see him for like 25 times in a row when we opened up for him in 2018, which was amazing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Tom Araya is like, I've done this forever. I kind of needed. He wanted an out. He wanted to get out. So
Yep.
that's understandable, And I know that Kerry King will probably. He's got another thing in the works, and it's going to be Slayer-esque, obviously. So
I did not know that. I thought like
yeah,
all of them were just throwing it in because just how big
no,
of a band they are.
no, Kerry's going to keep going. He's going to keep doing something. He's
Sweet.
probably got a whole album written already, but it's going to have Slayer flavor to it, obviously, but it'll
Yep.
be different.
So bring it back to when you're younger. What do you think like your mindset was back in the day versus now? Like just, with all the
Yeah.
experience.
Well, back in the day when I first started, I was in Massacre first in
Yep.
86, 87 for about 6 months. It was just amazing to even be playing in a band, to be playing at some shows. I was just, that to me was like I was content. That was it. I was like right out of high school playing
Right.
in a band, and we did a small tour of the East Coast. It was amazing. I never had dreams or thoughts of, oh, I'd love to make a living at this 35 years down the road.
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
because for one, death metal wasn't like, very
Yeah, you
highly
don't hear it on
thought
the
of.
radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I was fortunate enough to get into death, and at that point it started becoming more serious for me. Um,
Right.
yeah, hang on.
No, you're good.
No,
I don't
my
know.
light. Yeah, my light went black. There we go.
There you go.
But yeah, in death, I started learning some stuff, and I was fortunate enough. I thank Chuck for giving me the opportunity to be in his band and
Right.
learn a lot, help write some spiritual healing, and then,
Yep, that's
you know,
exactly the question I was going to ask you.
yeah.
You brought it straight to the next thing. So spiritual healing, you know, what is like the fondest memories you have of like being a part of that album? Because it's just such a staple in the metal community right now.
Actually, it's just the bond of like, we would drive up to Orlando on Friday and Saturday night when we were writing the album, and just spend the night at Chuck's place and just bro down kind of thing, and we get up in the morning and we practice. We practice Friday night, we practice Saturday, and just hanging out, goofing around, going out to dinner together, just watching some horror movies, just that kind of thing, and just the camaraderie we had, and it was a great time, and I had a lot of fun recording the album.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that freaking album, man. It gets me every time. Anything that Chuck and you had to do with, like, it's amazing. I'm a guitar player myself, so like I look at it and I'm like, one day I'll be able to play that, but not right now.
I think it's an important kind of stepping stone album in the Death catalog, because it still had some of the brutality from the Leprosy era, but it started to go a little more melodic and a little more scales, and just kind of a little more technical. And it was just a natural progression for us. And I think it sounds great. I think it's a good album.
So my introduction to death metal was actually Scream Bloody Gore.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, that's a pretty raw and heavy album.
Yeah. I don't even know how I got it on my iPod. Like it was just there. But so yeah, personality traits, we got that. So things that you learned about the music industry along the way here.
Oh wow, man. There's you get a lawyer. Get a lawyer for anything you do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, when I was first touring and stuff, it was still the classic. You get in a band, you sign to a label, you sign your life away, kind of thing.
Yep.
And the label kind of has a lot of control on what you do and this and that. And I don't think it's that way so much these days. But yeah, the things I learned was, definitely get a lawyer to look at everything you do.
Okay.
Trust in yourself, don't, like when you get on that stage, it's like, I know what I'm doing, I don't need to feel nervous. The stuff's in my head and I know how to play it. A lot of it's just kind of, you learn as you go kind of thing, like when we were touring for Scream Bloody Gore, we're a death metal band on the road touring, playing Scream Bloody Gore album, which is kind of pretty brutal and raw. And we were doing pretty well at it, but it was like trial by error, we're just trial by fire. We were just going at it, and yeah, we learned some things, and some were good and some were bad, but it's the old cliche, if I knew back then what I know now.
Yeah.
But
just gotta send it, I guess. I don't
yeah, you just you gotta get in there and do it, learn from it.
So my last noted question here is, like, with all these projects, what is something that is consistent, like within the structure of the band? And I'm not talking about the music, I'm talking about like the inner works. What keeps the band moving forward, all these projects that you're a part of, because none of them have died.
Well, the main thing is we just we and I love to play music in general. Like when you get on that stage and you see the crowd headbanging, going nuts, stage diving, killing each other in the pit, or they're singing your songs, or just they're having a great time. It's like these people are here because of the music I'm playing and the music that I wrote. So that's a high. That's just an instant natural high.
Right.
And that kind of keeps us going, because without the fans, without the people buying your album, buying your merch, buying the tickets to come see you, you're not doing this. You're doing something else. You're not in a band. And so that's the main drive,
Right.
And also creating music.
Go ahead.
Not just creating music, putting a CD out there that's out there forever. That's also an awesome driving force. But it's always been about live to me, about going on tour and playing, the show, the live element.
Do you enjoy traveling? Like, what are some places that you've come across along the way that you would love to like live?
I love traveling. I love playing. I mean, it's bittersweet. You're away from home, away from your family and wife, but you're also out seeing the world and doing things. And I mean, it is a job. After all, you're making some money, but I love, the Mediterranean. Any place around there, Spain, Italy, France. The Mediterranean is amazing.
That's awesome.
The Rocky Mountains, Smoky Mountains are incredible. There's so many awesome places. Australia was amazing. There's just a lot of cool places, and I just like visiting them.
Yeah. The one concert I've been told to go to, I haven't been able to go to it yet, is Maryland Death Fest.
Yeah, it's a cool one.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a nice vibe. Everything's kind of compact, so it's like a personal. Everything's kind of personal. Everything's close up on you, and some of the festivals you go to, it's just so wide open and spread out. It's kind of hard to get a kind of brotherly kind of vibe. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Maryland Death Fest is very personal, and I like it.
Yeah, I gotta make a trip out to that when this all hopefully goes over.
Let's hope soon.
So let's bring it back to the positives here. What are you looking forward to with being an Obituary for, like, from today on?
Just more of the same. I mean, we've been up until March when Corona hit, we were going at a great clip, we were doing well. I just want to keep that going. We got an album in the works. We've been writing some material. There's definitely songs there. There's a lot of material. We just got to put it together, and we have a home studio. The last 5 or 6 albums have been recorded there. So anytime we want to record, we can just record it. And
no $35 an hour or whatever the hell it is.
No. But yeah, I just want to just keep the ball rolling, and we got a big giant mountain to climb here with this virus, and if we can get past this and get the world turning again and get everything kind of working again, there's a lot of things we want to do, and yeah,
hit the road. There it is.
Absolutely.
Well, if you hit the road, when you hit the road, Buffalo has got to be on the list.
Oh yeah, we love Buffalo.
Yeah. Yep. What's your favorite venue? Town Ballroom?
That's a good one. I think that's the last one we played, maybe.
Yep.
I know we came. Yeah.
There's like Rapids Theater. Yeah, that's about it. Rapids Theater and Town Ballroom.
Yeah.
And then there's Rochester.
Anywhere around the Great Lakes is always usually a really good show. It always has been, even from way back in the day. Definitely.
Now, do you stop when you come through Buffalo or Rochester? Is there any food stops that is like a go-to, or like, I don't know, we're known for like chicken wings and stuff.
Yeah, I know. We always try to, anywhere we're at, we always ask the locals, what's the good shit around here?
Yeah.
Some of them we know, some we know from being there. Anchor Bar, we've heard, is great. I know they have killer pizza in Buffalo, a certain style. Was it the beef on whack?
Yep.
That kind of stuff. Yeah, that stuff's all awesome. So we definitely try to hit what local cuisine there is. Definitely.
There it is. All right. Yeah. Well, if there's anything, promote your live stream. You want to give some information on that?
Sure. Coming this Saturday is the first one. It's we're doing Slowly We Rot from front to back in its entirety. And then a week later, on the 24th, we're doing Cause of Death from front to back in its entirety. And those 2 shows are full production. It's going to look like we're actually on a giant stage playing, because we are. It's going to have everything: lights, fog, strobes, everything.
And this is all live? It isn't pre?
Yeah, it's totally all live. So, and then 2 weeks later on the 7th, we're going to do like in our studio. We're going to do like a more personal one. It's going to have like songs from all genres of all eras of Obituary.
Sweet.
That'll be killer. Yeah. if you go to obituarylive.com, you can buy just one concert, or you can buy all three streams. You can buy, there's a bundle, a 3-pack bundle you can buy, or you can buy just one, whatever you want to do. It's going to be a great time.
Three. Come on, buy 3, damn it.
Yeah. If you buy 3, you get a discount, obviously. But it's going to be killer. It's professional. It's over the top. It's going to look great.
Right.
And this is the reality these days right now.
Yeah. Yep.
If you're going to see a band, you're going to have to see them on a live stream. That's basically it, right. And we're doing our best to bring you the best looking live stream we can. So check it out.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Go to our website, go to our social sites or our website, obituary.cc. You'll see all the info about it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll get after that. And that pretty much wraps it up.
Awesome.
I appreciate your time, and thank you for doing that, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and I'm sorry about the issues at the beginning there.
No, that was that was like small compared to some issues I've had. So. But
all right,
Facebookers, YouTubers, Twitchers, whatever. I'm out. See me next time. I've got a few more bands coming, but yeah, stay tuned.
All right, see ya.
See ya.